Hello and welcome to eChineseLearning Pod, your go-to podcast for learning Chinese and exploring Chinese culture. To protect speakers' privacy and enhance audio quality, some or all voices in this episode are created with AI assistance.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our pod. I'm Lily. When people first start learning Chinese culture, they often hear one sentence very early on. Chinese people don't like the number 4. But is the number 4 really unlucky, or is the story more complicated than that? Today, I want to talk about the number 4 in Chinese culture, where the negative idea comes from, why it is not always bad, and how we can understand it in a calmer and more balanced way. First, let's look at why some people think 4 is unlucky. The main reason is pronunciation.
In Chinese, the number 4 is pronounced 4, and the word 死 means death.
Because these two words sound very similar, many people naturally connect the number 4 with negative feelings and bad luck. That's why, in real life, you might notice things like this. Some hospitals skip the 4th floor. Some buildings avoid using the number 4. And some people don't like phone numbers or room numbers with too many 4s. This reaction is not really logical. It is mostly psychological.
At the same time, you may notice something interesting. While people avoid 4, they often really like another number, 8. For example, starting in the 1970s, license plates with the number 8 became very popular, while plates with 4 were often avoided. Why? Because in Chinese, number 8 is ba, sounds like fa, which means to get rich or make a fortune. So people prefer 8 because of its positive sound, just like they avoid 4 because of its negative sound.
Now, here's an important point. The idea that 4 is unlucky is actually not a very old traditional belief in China. Many researchers believe this fear became stronger in modern times, especially in the 20th century, through media, business culture, and popular stories. So this idea is more modern than ancient. It is not the core of traditional Chinese culture. If we look at traditional Chinese culture, we see something very different. The number 4 actually appears in many positive and important ideas. Think about this. 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. 4 directions: east, south, west, and north. These ideas are about order, balance, and completeness. We can also see this in daily life and history. For example, 四合院. This is a traditional Chinese courtyard house with buildings on 4 sides and a yard in the center. It is one of the most classic symbols of traditional Chinese family life. We also talk about 四大发明, the 4 great inventions: papermaking, printing, gunpowder, and the compass. And 四大名著, the 4 great classical novels, which are the most important works in traditional Chinese literature. In all these examples, 4 represents importance and structure, not bad luck.
There is also a scientific and psychological perspective. Some studies in the United States found that among Chinese and Japanese communities, the death rate from heart-related problems was higher on the 4th day of the month. However, this pattern did not appear in Western communities. This suggests something important. The number itself is not dangerous, but fear and stress can affect the body. In other words, belief can influence how we feel, how stressed we are, and even how healthy we are. So how should we look at the number 4 today? First, numbers themselves have no fixed meaning. Culture gives them meaning. Second, if avoiding a number makes someone feel calm and comfortable, that choice can be respected. But if fear causes anxiety or limits our choices, then it's worth stopping and thinking again. In Chinese, we still use many positive expressions with 4, such as 四平八稳, meaning stable and well-balanced, and 四海升平, meaning peace across the whole world. These phrases remind us that 4 is deeply connected to balance, harmony, and completeness. So in the end, the debate around the number 4 is really about how culture shapes our thinking. Instead of asking, is this number lucky or unlucky, maybe a better question is, how do I choose to understand it? Because real good luck does not come from numbers. It comes from calm thinking, cultural understanding, and the choices we make every day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Want to practice what you've learned today with a real Chinese teacher? You can get a free one-on-one trial lesson at eChineseLearning.com. That's it for today's episode of eChinese Learning Pod. Thanks for tuning in.